Welcome everyone to Ask Nutrition is Deepa's whole food plant-based no oil tasty recipes. Today you are in for a treat because I'm going to show you a high protein snack in one of the Indian languages called Marathi. That's my mother tongue. We call it Watli Dal. And you all must be familiar with the concept of dal, which is usually liquid. And you can watch one of my whole food plant-based no oil dals in one of the recipes on the channel. But today I'm going to make a high protein snack using nothing but two different kind of dals. So I had soaked two different dal. One is a Chana dal, which is the chickpea decorticated, which means the skin is removed for this chickpea. It's called Chana dal. And the other one is moong dal. Moong dal is very easy to digest. You can, if you have any kind of GI issues, digestive health issues, then I'm going to recommend that you make this entire recipe just with moong dal, because sometimes if you have ulcerative colitis or IBS or severe other Crohn's disease, Chana dal is little difficult to digest. So but this recipe, that's why it's very forgiving, because we can use just moong dal or even masoor dal. Now this particular snack or dish is high protein because there is nothing but these two different dals, and as you know, the dals are very high in protein, and when you combine two different ones, you get nutrient content of two different dals. So I have soaked it for 3 to 4 hours, and then I'm quickly going to grind it in my handy dandy NutriBullet. Now one thing you want to make sure when you are grinding this dal is to make sure you are not making it too liquidy and too fine. So it needs to be a mixture of little bit of coarse and soft texture, or smooth texture I should say. So try not to add too much water in here, and the important thing is you don't really need any other seasoning for it, because we are going to make sure that how else can we flavor once this is ground into paste. It's a very simple recipe, but it requires little bit of planning, because you do need to make sure you have these two different dals, or you have a moong dal at home, and then you remember to soak it. But that's really the only meal planning step that is involved, because other ingredients are going to be something that you probably have it in your pantry. So as you can see, I'm pulsing it and I'm not completely grinding it, and then I'm just going to move it around a bit, shake it a bit, and you will see some dal, whole dal at the bottom of this container. But don't worry about it, because we do want little bit of texture to the final product. So this is done. So the next fun part is to steam this mixture. And in order to steam, I'm just going to pour it in this container, and meanwhile I'm going to make sure that I have my steamer on. This you can even put it in Instapot. I have done it in Instapot as well. So once you pour it in here, and you really don't have to do much, just pour it in and put it in the steamer for 12 to 15 minutes. You are going to take it out when after 12 minutes, 15 minutes, it's going to be a thick mass like this, and it's not at all wet or sticky. How do you know? Basically the same way you will check your bread or cake when you are baking something. When you insert a knife, it comes out clean. And it took me 12 minutes to do this. It's going to take me 12 to 15 minutes to do this batch as well. So once this is done, so magically this gets converted into this. Now this is the fun part, okay? Again, we are taking pride in cooking whole food, plant-based, no oil, really yummy traditional recipes. So how do you accomplish that? Well, if you have seen my other videos where I show tadka, how to make tadka without adding any oil, or I have done so many dishes. I have done poha, I have done all kinds of vegetables, and nowhere the flavor is compromised, because all you are removing is oil and riding on the delicious flavors from the herbs and spices. Now this is like I said, this is a very simple recipe. Not much is needed. Now once you have your pot hot, and to make sure that it's ready, you are going to add drop of water. Right now the drop of water hasn't turned into a mercury type ball. It's not rolling, which means it's not done. I wanted to make sure that you guys understand this step really well, because this is important. You want to make sure the pot is hot, because this is when you are going to toast some of these spices, mustard and cumin. That's what we are going to add. So let me talk a little bit about, while pot is being warmed up, what to do with this. We need to break this into not like powder, but we need to break this apart. So how do I do it? Either you can use the spoon, or you can use the knife, or I'm just going to use my hand and break this apart. Okay, this particular recipe we have used, like I said, moong dal and chana dal. Both are very high in fiber, good source of prebiotic. If you want to make it like a super high protein snack full of fiber, I would say make this using the skin, the whole dal, and then you are going to get the extra benefits of eating your dal with skin on, because skin has all the nutrients. So now that entire, you can call it dal batter, which was steamed, is broken down into this coarse mixture. All I did was I wet my hand, I was wetting my fingers and just breaking this, if you can call it, dal cake apart, and it's really nice texture. Now all we have to do is the skillet is hot now, because if I add a drop of water, it's turning it into these mercury balls, we call it, and that means it's done. I'm going to add a little bit of mustard seeds. They are going to pop, and I'm going to add some cumin seeds. Okay, and they are smelling already, releasing their flavor, so this is all good to go. I can add some hing if I find it. Well, I am finding it now, and just add that in here. And a little bit of turmeric goes in here. As you can see, it's all coming together. I can smell the aroma of jeera, cumin, and the hing. And now I'm just going to put this mixture in. So this is a really easy high protein snack, and the secret ingredient now that I'm going to add, which is going to take this snack to the next level is going to be some fresh coconut. And coconut is going to provide that flavor and little bit of oil that we need. And here we go. I'm just going to add a little bit of coconut inside, and a little bit of salt. You can skip salt if you're dealing with high blood pressure or have a history of any kind of coronary artery disease. So briefly, I want to again talk about why are we eating whole food plant-based, no oil, because oil is inflammatory. It is a root cause of all the chronic diseases, no matter what you're dealing with: heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, arthritis. So please pay attention to your cooking techniques. It makes a big difference. And now we don't really have to do much stirring to this dal because it's already all cooked. It's just matter of blending the spices in. My beloved chili powder. For some spice, you can add some green chilies chopped, and then just keep stirring. Don't be afraid to try this technique because it's going to be tasty. When ready to serve, you can serve with some peanuts or some sesame seed, toasted sesame seeds on top. And now what I'm going to do is just allow it to get a little bit of steam. It's not mandatory because this is already done. Just a tidbit. And maybe I can sprinkle just a little bit of water to create what I call as a steam pocket. Okay. Now when you are creating a steam pocket, this is also a very interesting technique, especially when we are making high using high starch based whole food plant based ingredients like rice or dals. You just want to add a little bit of water on top. Don't mix it and let the steam do its job. Like few minutes, and we created that steam pocket, and it just got a little bit of steam in here, nothing intense because you don't want to wet this. But what that steam pocket does is it takes our extra work of cleaning the pot in the end, because now you can see, even though we have not used any oil, nothing is sticking to the to this pan, and that's the most important thing. So here we have it, my whole food plant-based, no oil Watli Dal, a high protein snack for your breakfast, lunch, snack for anything. And again, the serving size doesn't have to be this big bowl because it's very high protein. It's a nutrient dense snack. I would just recommend eating maybe 1/4 cup or a half a cup. I'm just going to try some. It's so flavorful. You can taste the natural flavors of dals mixed with some cayenne. I added a little bit of lemon, coconut, cilantro. It's a perfect snack. Hope you enjoy it. Please send me any comments when you try it, or send me the recipes that you would like to know, and I will cook for you. So thanks again for watching Ask Nutrition is Deepa's whole food plant-based, no oil cooking video cast and podcast. And thank you for everything. I'll see you next time.